Hello, today we're going to be talking about this thing. Earlier I did a review of this MPPT charge boost solar charge controller. It says it here, then it says some, I think it's Asian signs of some sort. This is a really good thing. I've been using it for about a year, and what it does is it takes a low voltage from a solar panel and boost it up to be able to charge a battery pack with a higher voltage. This is my little darling. But I recently received a new solar panel which is 400 watts, and this can only handle 300 watts. So I managed to find this one. This is the same brand. It can charge batteries from 48 watts up to 72 watts. Volts. Of course, 48 volts to 72 volts, and the input from the solar panel must be between 26 and 63 volts. And the difference between this boost charger and an ordinary MPPT is that an ordinary MPPT takes a higher voltage from the solar panel and lowers it to be able to charge a lower battery pack. This one actually does the opposite. It takes a lower voltage from the solar panel and amps it up to be able to charge a bigger or stronger battery pack. So in my case, I have a solar panel which is at, I think it's 38 volts or something like that. We can check it out later. And my battery pack is a lithium battery pack of 48 volts. So I have to amplify it. And well, that's what it does. So let's talk a little bit on how it's made. It's really simple. When it comes without connectors, just the cables. So I added XT60 connectors because that's what I'm using with all my solar products. And it has an input from the solar and it has an output to the battery. Except for that, it only has one button. If you press it, the display will light up. If you press it for a longer time, you will be able to switch between some preset settings, and that is for a 48 volt battery, 60 volt battery and a 72 volt battery, I think. And you also have one self setting where you can adjust the setting yourself. And to do that, I can show you later, so let's keep that. It says that it has some IP classification, but I wouldn't leave it out in the rain. It's definitely not waterproof. It's not even splash proof. Water can get in beside these metal brackets and probably on other places as well. But it's fairly dust proof, but I wouldn't leave it outside. Some sort of cover. It doesn't have a fan, so it uses passive heat, something to disperse the heat, but it works really good. I've been charging it for a day and it wasn't hot at all. At least it wasn't hotter than the temperature around it. And that's basically it. So let's move over to my solar panel and I'll show you how to set it up, and then we're going to do some testing and see if it actually holds up. So I see you over at my solar panel. And this is my home-built test equipment. It's based on lithium batteries at 48 volts, 3 of them connected in parallel. Right now it's at 48.3 volts, and I got 1 watt meter from the solar panel coming in, and from there it's connected to this MPPT boost control charger, and from there it goes to another watt meter and then into the battery pack. So that is basically it, and I'm gonna see how many watts goes in and how many watts comes out, and hopefully we'll get a result soon. So the setup process is really easy. As you can see, you got on the one end you got solar panel and the input for solar panel, and on the other end you have the output for the battery, and also you have a fuse. And to be able to set it up, first the display is dead, it doesn't have its own battery, so you need to connect it to the solar panel. And when we do this, you will see that the display will light up, and in a couple of seconds you will see that I got a preset setting to the current is 0 because we're not charging, and the battery is set to 54.0 voltage, so that's what I'm going to try to charge it to. And the input current is 40.2 volts, which is an open circuit voltage for this panel, or it's higher, but right now it is. And to set this up, you just push the button and hold it in, and you will see you can charge this at 24 volts, 36, 48, 60, 72, or self. And self is where you can set the value you want yourself, and I've chosen 54 volts. So if you hold this for 10 seconds, it says, you can see that it started to change. This is 56, and if you just hold it, it will go quicker, and now we have to go all the way up to, I think, 80 volts before you can go down to 54 again. So you can see you can charge up to 80. You can charge it high. You can have a big battery. I think it was around 90 volts. Now I'm at 50. It's just hard to see. Don't want to go past it again. So now I'm setting what voltage, I want the maximum voltage it can charge to. And there you go, 54 volts. That's perfect for my 48 volt battery. And you just leave it here for a couple of seconds and it will store the value. And there it's stored. Now it's charging up to 54 volts, and it's got an inbuilt memory, so even if I disconnect this, when I connect it up again, power it up again, it will remember my set value and it will charge the battery to 54 volts. And it's going to start up automatically, so you don't need to do anything. If you lose power, it will begin charging as soon as there's sun on your panel. One short press and the display goes off. Press again and you see the display, and as you can see here, you got solar, and I don't know why the batch is actually, I don't know why it's lit, because I have no battery connected. Might be an issue with this controller. Anyhow, that's how it works, really easy, and let's do some testing. Alright, time to do some testing. Let's begin with around 300 watts input, or 280 watts. On the left you have the input, around 280 watts, and the input voltage is around 33 volts, and on the right it's the output, which is the voltage is around 53 volts, and the output voltage from the MPPT solar boost charger is around 270. You can see that it's changing a little bit, but it's always about 10 watts lower the output than the input from the solar panel. So the MPPT boost charger is losing about 10 watts, which is really good according to me. But what happened when we lower the wattage? Here I've covered up part of the solar panel, and you can see that we're getting around 104 watts in, and the output is around, well, it's basically about 10 watts lower here as well, maybe 9 or 8 watts lower, but it's not that big of a difference if we're putting in 300 watts or we're putting in 100 watts. It seems to be about the same, 10 watts, which we're losing in the MPPT boost charger. And if we lower it further to 40 watts, you can see that we're losing about 8 watts. So it seems to be the same regardless. It's not a percentage, it's more we're losing 10 watts at 30 volts to 52 volts. So that was a really quick review of this MPPT Bose Solar Charge Controller, 600 watts input. I really love it. A couple of percentage loss wattage, I think about 3 to 4%. That's fine by me. When it comes to one of these charging, it's really cheap as well. And I know a lot of you, I know because you did it on this one, you will tell me that I should use a lower voltage to be able to see how efficient this is. But no, I don't feel that I do, because if you have a 12 volt solar panel and you're gonna charge a 48 volt batteries, you will have massive losses regardless of what unit you're using. And this is a cheap unit compared to what's out there. And it works really good. It's basically plug and play. You have to do a couple of settings, but just one button, so it's not really that hard. And it works. Right now when I have a open circuit 41, then I'm going to charge up to 54 volts, and it drops 3 to 4%. That's fine by me. But if I'm going to use this to charge with a really small, I would probably use this one. But if I got a 12 volt solar panel, well, don't use 48 volt batteries. That's not great. And if you have to do it, you have an e-bike or something that you're going to charge when you're out on the road, then the losses might be okay. You might be at the 10% loss, and well, that's fine then. Otherwise, buy a different solar panel. Or if you have a 60 watt solar panel or a 100 watt solar panel, buy two. If you buy two 60 watt solar panel and connect them together, you can up the voltage and you will have significant less loss. So do I recommend this? Hell yeah. I love this more than this one, even though they're basically the same. It's like big sister, little brother. Bigger, more badass. I will do a review of this one as well, but as I told you, this is way more complicated. This is one button. You can't really fail. This has tons of settings, and it took me about an hour just to figure out how to save the settings and how to find them again. So I will leave a link below where you can buy this. I will try to keep it updated so you can get the most bang for your bucks. And try to get the cheapest link I can find and try to update them all the time so that you actually don't have to go searching through the internet. You will have an Amazon link and probably an AliExpress link as well. I bought this and it was delivered from China to Sweden in 3 weeks through AliExpress. I think that's it. If you want to watch more videos from me like this one, the review, please like, subscribe, and if you want to be sure to don't miss a video, press the little bell, and YouTube will notify you when I post something new. Hopefully you like this, and if you have any comments, write below, and yada yada, you know what to do. Have a great summer, or winter, or autumn, or whenever you're watching this, and take care. Bye.